Hello, everybody. Welcome to TGOS. I'm your host, Weebo Jones, and with me tonight is the lovely SDA, as per usual. Say hi, SDA.
Hi, SDA. How's it going?
I'm so
Weebo.
glad that you
I mean,
used
how's
that.
it going to you? Not to me.
It's going. It's going. You know, me being 21, I have a nice Riesling here, and I'm just going to enjoy it and enjoy myself. That is the goal tonight, to enjoy oneself. So, however you see fit, do that. Tonight is obviously Sunday. For those of you who don't know, we also have Game of Thrones premiering in about an hour and a half. So I'm super hyped about that. SDA, do you watch Game of Thrones?
I used to after like season 5, I quit. All my friends watch it though, and I've been kept up to date on
Okay,
what's happening. So like I know everything. I don't know, like I just haven't been able to get back into it.
that's fair. That's fair.
But
It's entirely fair. You know,
it's
it's
just
not
not
everyone's
it's
cup of
just
tea.
not really my thing. Like I used to watch it because I watched it with someone and he really enjoyed watching it. So I was like, if it makes you happy, let's watch it.
Mhm.
It's just on my own.
I will not spoil a darn thing for you, Ray Pier 83. I promise I will not. I haven't seen, the season premiere yet. No one has. We're having a viewing party immediately after the show for it, actually, in this household. So I'm freaking hyped for that. But as per usual, on the Sunday shows, we start off with news, then we roll into advice, and then we have stupid comment time, and then we have chat time. So if you have advice questions you would like to ask your lovely co-host with almost 43 years of experience, life experience under their belts to impart upon you
That's
with
so much
wisdom.
experience.
It's so much experience. If you would like to ask us for our advice and opinions on certain things that go on in your life, feel free to do so. Jump into the Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and hang out in the casting couch where you can ask us all of your advice questions that you have about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Also, if you would like to donate to the show to make your money our money, there is a link to the Streamlabs located in the description down below, as well as super chats if that's what you're feeling. But other than that, I don't think I have any other announcements thus far.
Well, our first piece of news, by the way,
Yeah.
is that in 6 days, so April 20th, this Saturday,
Yeah.
I have a new book coming out.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's the second book. I'm trying to like not let my lights like yeah. It's the second book in the Rosalie Watson series. It's coming out this Saturday. So if you haven't pre-ordered it or you haven't read Livescraft, I highly advise doing one or both of those things because it is well worth your time. Super important. You're like gonna die if you don't. Also, if you're unaware, the audiobook for Livescraft is in production. So that's also very exciting.
Oh, yes, and that is especially something to get super hyped about because I've listened to the narrator speak, and she is an angel sent from the heavens.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, I
I'm
love her
very
voice.
excited. And the other thing, too, is that the Yorda audiobook is going into production directly after the Livescraft audiobook. So once the Livescraft audiobook is available, you're going to be able to get it on Audible, either with your credit or the free trial. So you're not even going to have to like pay for it. You're going to get like that angelic voice basically for free.
Mhm.
So
It's a beautiful voice.
yeah,
I have to say.
yeah, like
I thought I
what
had
more
a
could you ask
fantastic.
for?
I thought I had a fantastic narrating voice. She takes the cake.
Yep.
SCA, you're blocking the author's name when you were displaying the book.
Oh, was I?
You should totally just re-display it just so you get the full credit
Okay.
for everything.
Just in case you guys missed it, I apologize.
There
Here we
you
go.
go. Here, let me present
It's so
that.
reflective. I'm sorry.
And just go like, just find the perfect angle.
Just
Yeah.
There we go. That's
There
better.
you go. That's good. That's good
There
time.
we go.
Nice.
Now you guys can see it.
Anyway,
So pretty. Anywho,
so I don't think I have any other updates thus far. Not at the moment, presently. Oh, go watch my new video, please, because it's been throttled. Please,
isn't it like like that keeps happening to me too, and it's really fucking annoying.
It makes me sad, but
You
it's
know?
actually a really well done video. It's only 5 minutes of your time, and, I put a lot of work and effort and, hard labor into that,
Yes, you did.
and, I will say also, it is for a good cause. It is it is for a good cause.
But doesn't that always happen to like the videos that you put the most effort in? You're like, this is a good video. It's gonna do so well. I put like 18 hours into this. It gets 2 views. You're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna throw this up. It gets
Well,
like, and
actually,
that's like the one video that goes viral, and you're like, what?
it didn't take me all that long to actually do it, but it was a working effort. I want you to know. It was putting all that I could into that video in order to get the reaction that I wanted out of that video, which we'll get into when we get to stupid comment time. I promise you. It elicited some top tier quality comments, I will say, from some certain audience members. I'm excited about it. But should we get into the news then?
Yes. So our first story is should I share my screen or are you sharing your screen?
Well, which one do you want to do first?
I'm doing it in the order that you gave them to me.
Did I send you the drunk driver one first, or was it?
Yes, you did. So
Okay.
I
will share.
Okay. I have a female judge faces official probe for sparing a serial drink driver, because we're in the UC, because she's a woman despite her smashing into 3 cars and plunging into a ditch.
Well, how else are you going to spend your Saturday night, SDA?
A female judge who spared a drunk driver prison because she was a woman is being investigated by judicial authorities. Judge Sarah Buckingham is facing a probe over comments she made while sentencing dangerous driver Victoria Perry. A spokesman for the Independent Judicial Court Investigations Office said the JCIO confirms that it has received a complaint in connection with remarks attributed to H.H. Buckingham today. Complaints to the JCIO are considered under the regulations. Perry avoided a custodial sentence despite several previous convictions. Judge Buckingham warned Perry, who works for the budget store B&M Bargains, that if she had been a man, it would have been straight down the stairs to prison.
Of course. So I picked out this story for obvious reasons, that being the fact that my channel is pretty well known for its portraying of double standards. So I thought maybe we'd do that on a TGOS one night. This is kind of ridiculous. This should actually, I wonder if she goes on to actually explain, how that would be relevant to the prison time that she would have gotten. Oh, look at that wig.
I know. I'm looking. I'm kind of skimming it, trying to.
She looks like she's got a brain on the outside of her head instead of the inside, which would explain a lot.
I mean, the drink driver caused a really bad car accident, it looks like.
She was dragged from the burning wreck by other drivers.
She set somebody on fire. So
she set somebody on fire. Like,
good for you.
Like immolation levels of just.
That's bad. Okay, kids?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but setting people on fire is kind of frowned upon and not.
Yeah, and don't do it.
That is not a colonialist perspective, by the way. That's just good manners. Don't set people on fire.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not good. It's bad.
So yeah, no, there's no real explanation. It just goes into how bad of a person she is.
She's almost 3 times the legal limit.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. I've never been that drunk in my life, I don't think.
No, you probably haven't, because that's almost like alcohol poisoning levels of you.
She has clearly got an alcohol problem. She is, whether she admits it or not, an alcoholic. Well, no alcoholic actually admits that they're an alcoholic until they're ready to actually get help. Let's be honest.
Well, no person with some kind of addiction problem is like, I have an addiction, until it's like, oh shit.
Wait. I'm looking at the side thing. Judge who previously let off child porn offender and blasted a misogynistic father. The 55-year-old was called to the bar in 1990. She was. I'm skimming. The judge also let Nottingham bus driver off with a 3-year community order in May 2018 after he admitted child pornography offenses. Wow. UK. Boy.
It's a whole thing.
Okay.
So, Florida man?
Florida man.
Florida man killed by large flightless bird he owned.
That's
The
the
75-year-old man has been killed in Florida after he was attacked by a large flightless bird he owned.
What? Hang on. I didn't get that. Can you say that one more time? Because the title and then the reiteration right there that they always do for whatever reason didn't get it across to me, SDA. That was a joke. Because they repeat themselves.
A 75...
You don't have to actually read it.
Alachua, whatever. County Sheriff Department told the BBC they were called to the man's property on Friday and found the man badly wounded by a cassowary. I assume that's the large flightless bird. The man named, God damn it, Marvin Hayos. I'm assuming because we're in Florida. That's Jay, was taken to the hospital by paramedics where he died from his injuries, which is, police are investigating, but to say the initial information suggests this was a tragic accident.
It's only tragic when I don't know where I take this joke. This guy.
Well, hold on. My understanding is that the gentleman was in the vicinity of the bird and at some point fell. When he fell, he was attacked. Deputy Chief Jeff Taylor told the Gainesville Sun newspaper. Someone asked where I came up with a name and I'm confused. Anyway, so the man had kept exotic animals, including llamas, for decades, reports from local newspapers say.
Llamas aren't exotic, though.
Well, I mean,
they're not that exotic.
It's not a puppy.
No, I'm pretty sure that llamas in the United States were okay. Pretty sure that llamas were the only like quad-pedaled pack animal that could carry anything more than
well, they were
horses.
They were the only domesticated animal in the New World. Yeah,
exactly. They're not exotic.
And they're not very good at being a domesticated animal, but that was only in South America.
They spit, but they are still like
or was that alpacas? It was alpacas.
Wait,
where are llamas native to? Are llamas native to the old or New World?
Wait, now I need to know what's the difference.
Is it llamas or alpacas? Where are you native to?
Llamas and alpacas. This is a good question. Llamas and alpacas are both bred for the wool. A noticeable difference exists. Llamas have long banana-shaped ears, while alpacas have... Okay, that doesn't... No. Where are alpacas from?
Wait, Cusco turned into a llama.
He did.
In the Emperor's New Groove.
Alpacas are from Peru. Llamas are from South America.
Okay, so they're both... Okay, so llamas and alpacas. Yeah, they were both
South,
I believe.
America. There you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, they both spit. That's their similarity.
Well, yeah, but they're in this. They're similar animals.
Yeah. The bird can run up to 30 miles per hour and has a 5-inch claw on each foot. Ooh, baby.
But they're also not very good at being domesticated animals, really. But it was like all you got over here in the New World. I mean, really, like the thing about domesticating animals, is like it's like really hard to do because not enough. Like there's so few animals that like tick all the boxes needed for domestic. Anyway, you know what? Let's talk about White House proposed releasing immigrant detainees in sanctuary cities, targeting political foes. All right, White House officials have tried to pressure U.S. immigration authorities to release detainees onto the streets of sanctuary cities to retaliate against President Trump's political adversaries. According to the Department of Homeland Security, officials in email messages,
They just say emails. Just say emails. They're emails. That's what they are. They don't have to be
Hold
email
on.
messages.
According to the Department
So
Homeland Security, officials and email messages
reviewed
reviewed
by
by the Washington Post.
Yep, you had that right. You're good.
What the fuck does that sentence mean?
So the WashPo,
The Washington Post reviewed
they reviewed
officials
Homeland
and
Security.
email? Like, so they reviewed human beings and some emails.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Or
Trump
maybe they just reviewed the emails and then they
that sentence is the weirdest thing I've ever read. It's not, but whatever.
don't worry about it.
Trump administration officials have proposed transporting detained immigrants to sanctuary cities at least twice in the past 6 months. Once in November, as a migrant caravan approached the U.S. southern border, and again in February amid a standoff with Democrats over funding Trump's border wall. House Speaker.
I have a question. Isn't that kind of what they're meant to be for, the sanctuary cities? Okay, so sanctuary cities are for illegal immigrants that find themselves in the country and without a, quote, home or safe place to go, right? So why not be open to legal immigrants, right? Or maybe just immigrants in general, and like being, why is this a bad thing?
All right. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's district in San Francisco was among those the White House wanted to target. According to DHS officials, the administration also considered releasing detainees to other Democratic strongholds. White House officials first broached the plan November 16th in a November 16th email asking officials at several agencies whether the members of the caravan could be arrested at the border and then bused to small and mid-sized sanctuary cities, places where local authorities have refused to hand over illegal immigrants to deportation. The White House has told U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement that the plan was intended to alleviate the shortage of detention space, but also served to send a message to Democrats. The attempt at political retribution raised alarm within ICE, with a top official responding that it was rife with God damn it, with budgetary and liability concerns, noting that there were PR risks as well. Like, why? I don't know. It's like you're taking them to a sanctuary.
You're taking them to the exact place that has been set aside for them by their own people in an effort, like, rejecting the word of law that has been put in place. These cities,
you know what's
themselves,
funny to me though is like this is such a savage political move, and I like kind of love it because he's like and I don't think they ever expected the Democrats to go, yeah, sure. I think it's kind of like to prove a point. Just because if they say no, they get to go, oh, but why don't you want them?
Why don't you want these immigrants that you have a sanctuary city set up for?
And it's such like, and it sets up, you know, kind of a straw man, but it's pretty. It's just funny to me. I'm like, I just love how savage and like, I love how savage the politics are right now. He's just like,
I need to read this next part.
He's just like setting it up to be like, oh, but why don't you like the Mexicans?
The extent of this administration's cynicism and cruelty cannot be overstated, said Pelosi spokesman.
Because he wants to send them to San Francisco?
Hang on, I'm not done yet. Using human beings, including little children, as pawns in their warped game to perpetuate fear and demonize immigrants is despicable. Because using human beings, including little children, as pawns.
Okay, but
using human beings, including little children, as pawns. I'm sorry. What about those caged children that we were hearing about all those weeks ago? Huh?
I mean, he wants to take them out of the cages and send them to San Francisco. See, this is why I'm laughing, because it puts them in a situation where they're like, no, keep them in the cages. Don't send them to San Francisco. Like, they have to say that out loud. And that's what amuses me, because it's like, it's funny that he made them say it.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong with the sanctuary cities, Pelosi? What's so wrong about San Francisco that you won't accept migrants, immigrants into your city as, like, for a home for them?
All right, we got 10 minutes left. We gotta go.
Sorry. Okay. Brazil. Or is it Democrats? Which one did I send you?
You sent me Brazil. So Brazil, jail sentence against comedians harms freedom of expression. A Brazil court's decision to sentence a comedian to prison for offensive remarks about a congresswoman could have a chilling effect on free speech. Human Rights Watch said today on April 10th, 2019, a federal judge sentenced to a political conservative to 6 months and 28 days in prison for a video he posted on social media 3 years ago. In the video, he ripped up a notice he received from the Chamber of Deputies asking him to take down offensive tweets he had written about Maria Rosario, a Workers' Party member of Congress, stuffed the pieces in his underwear, pulled them out, and then mailed them back, making obscene comments about her.
Oof.
So yeah, that's kind of the thing.
That's a little bit extra, but what is freedom of speech if not for making a statement that is offensive to some? Your government specifically, actually, that's the reason why we have the First Amendment, is to be offensive to the government that is there by rights of people, for the people, by the people. This has been a political statement by your girl Weebo.
Fucking MSNBC, go fuck yourself. Can you read the last one?
Yes.
I have ad block on.
Democrats aren't smart enough to read Trump's tax returns, Sarah Sanders says. I certainly don't trust them to look through the decades of success the president had and determine anything, the White House press secretary said. The White House is offering yet another... excuse me, Jesus. I'm so sorry. I would have muted, but I was in the middle of talking. I'm such a pig. Sorry. My bad. The White House is offering another rationale for why Democrats should not get their hands on President Donald Trump's tax filings. They're not smart enough to properly understand them. Speaking with Fox News Sunday host Chris Wallace, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said she wouldn't trust members of Congress to fully grasp the contents of the president's returns. Low-key, I don't know anything about taxes, so I wouldn't trust myself to actually.
Okay, here's the thing. You wouldn't understand what's happening in his tax returns, because like the thing about this is, okay, if you think that there's not a team of accountants doing that for him, you're out of your fucking mind. And the other thing too is that like anybody in his position has no reason to do something like awful or shady with taxes, because like that means you're gonna get audited, and if you're doing something wrong, you're gonna go to jail, okay? And fuck that noise. So like and my other thing about this too is like I don't understand why we demand tax returns from presidents. I don't get it.
So, from my understanding, which is very slim considering I've only been around for 21 years and I've heard this from other people, it's that it was a precedent set by one president, was it Clinton? I don't know, but a few presidents ago,
It's stupid.
President released his tax form things, his tax returns, and then it just became a thing that every president had done since then, up until now with Trump.
Yeah, I just don't get it because it's dumb. And it's like it doesn't.
It matters very little.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And like I said, that's the thing too, is like he's gonna get audited every year just because of who he is. They're gonna make sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's not even doing it. He's paying a team of accountants to handle that shit.
Exactly.
Like because he probably doesn't even understand his tax returns. He probably doesn't even look at them. Okay? Like, yeah.
I don't even look at my taxes. I have someone else file them for me too.
He's probably just like, when they're like, hey, can you sign here? He's probably like, yeah, sure.
Carter is the president that I was thinking of, not Clinton. They both start with C, but they are not the same president, believe it or not.
Close
enough. It was Jimmy Carter that set that precedent. Thank you, Bad Comics Review and Lion Patriot. I am paying attention to you guys in the chat. By the way, guys, it's advice night. So if you feel the need to actually get advice from 43, give or take, years plus of experience from your favorite co-host.
Almost 44.
No. I thought we were almost 43.
Almost? No, yeah, almost 43. Just kidding.
Yeah. Because right now we're 42.
Yes.
And then when you turn 22, we'll be 43.
By the way, guys, it was just her birthday, and it's about to be my birthday, so it's our birth month, which is such a big deal. And so if you guys would like to make your money our money, there is a link to the Streamlabs down in the description below if you would like to make your money our money. And I highly suggest you do that.
The Yukio answer says the reason you want tax returns is so that so you know whether or not he has ties to foreign companies. I mean, that on its
Okay.
own doesn't necessarily
That doesn't mean jack shit.
mean anything. I mean, you can interpret as much as you want from tax returns, but at the end of the day, they matter not as much as, say, actual collusion, which is, I think, what they're trying to go for, right?
And they found nothing. They looked for 2 years, like they looked for 2 years and found fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and you know what else they're finding now is that he was probably bugged the entire time. Like they said
Trump.
he was. It's looking like it, and now they're actually investigating that.
See, I didn't hear anything about that, but I
Well,
would
yeah,
like to
you
look into
probably
that.
wouldn't have. But if they do find that he was actually being bugged, then probably some people are gonna go to fucking jail.
Sanguine donated 5 to the Streamlabs to say, can we stop acting like the people we need to worry about are the millionaires and billionaires that get into politics and start looking at the politicians that, despite only ever working in politics, but somehow becoming millionaires and billionaires? Actually, you know, that is an interesting point to make.
Yeah, because we don't ask for their fucking tax returns now, do we?
I don't know. Privacy is still a thing that is
That's my
important.
thing, though. Like that's where I'm at. Is like it's a privacy thing for me. Unless there is evidence of you actually doing something illegal, okay,
Mhm.
leave people the fuck alone.
Exactly. And
That's where I'm at.
you know what? I'm gonna take this a little bit more radically. I'm gonna say it's important for all people to have their levels of privacy in their own personal incomes and such. That goes for um our political, the people in politics as well. Sure, like make sure they're not doing anything wonky with their campaigns and stuff. Make sure that they're not getting shady money from people overseas in terms of financing their campaigns, but personally, their income should remain irrelevant to a lot of people. Yes, I know that's dangerous, but it sets a better precedent than, well, we don't trust these people. Not that, I mean, we necessarily should.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like,
But
I disagree with lobbying, and I kind of don't know what you do about it. I
there are a
don't
lot
have
of
the
things.
answer to that.
Yeah, there are a lot of
At the
things that I
same
disagree
time, I
with.
just don't think that it's kind of like, and this might seem off topic,
Mhm.
and we're about to get into advice time because we have 2 minutes left. But I'm going to say this. That might seem off topic, but it's sort of like the Eugenia Cooney thing.
Yeah.
Where people were like, she owes us an explanation as to what's going on because we think she has an eating disorder and she has to tell us. It's like, no, it's like, despite what you think about her being a public figure, no, she fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, nobody owes you anything as far as an explanation. Like you know, and as far as politicians go or public figures go, unless they're doing something illegal, the fact that they're in the public eye doesn't mean that you have a right to violate their privacy.
Yeah. Because the moment we start telling people, oh, you have to show me exactly what it is that you did with this for transparency's sake. We need this. It's mandated of you. That's a step closer to a little bit more authoritarianism that I'd like to be, frankly. And I'm not a big fan of authoritarianism. Side note, thank you to Tuscan Trudy who donated 20 over on Streamlabs to say happy birthdays, and no one needs to see Trump's tax returns. Another $10 from Tuscan Trudy to say, totally agree with Sanguine. Let's see the tax returns of the people that go into politics broke and come out millionaires. And again, I mean, if that's the precedent we're going to set, then we will probably at some point have to be like, yes, let's see everyone's tax
Apparently,
returns.
people can't see me.
Oh, sorry. I think I might have accidentally.
You're good. But we are into advice time. So if you guys have any questions for us, make sure you head on over to the Discord, hop on into the casting couch, and ask us for advice. You can ask us advice about anything.
Oh, I totally just had the worst boomer moment. I'm so sorry, Esty.
You're fine.
You had a whole tangent, and I was just sitting here like, I hope I didn't do anything embarrassing.
Anything and everything you guys want to ask us about, go for it.
Yeah. I was asked what I'm drinking tonight. I am drinking 2017 Riesling from the winery Oliver in Bloomington, Indiana. Definitely go check it out. I love them so much. I actually went to another wine tasting yesterday. I am becoming a wino. SDA. This is an interesting turn of events. Thank you, Sanguine, for the $5 over on the Streamlabs. It is a privacy thing, but those people should have eyes on them and should worry people because you shouldn't be able to become wealthy in politics. You shouldn't be hard off, but you should be at most middle to upper middle class. I think back in the day, didn't politicians actually have day jobs on top of their actual political affiliations? Like
Yeah.
they were doctors, they were lawyers, on top of the fact that they also practiced politics. Like, in addition to that, it wasn't an occupation so much as it was a civic duty for them,
A
right?
lot of how they get rich has a lot to do with lobbying. So,
Yeah.
but then a lot of it also has to do with the ones who become public figures as well. And not a lot, I shouldn't say a lot of it, but some of it has to do with the ones who become public figures. So, like, for example, AOC right now could easily write a book or some shit and like get a book deal. She'd probably also get like a ghostwriter. Like she wouldn't write a book.
Yeah.
By the way, most politicians or even like, you know, people like on talk shows and stuff who write books, like, and even like Tommy Lauren and those people and like Lauren Southern who've written books, most of them didn't write them. They have ghostwriters and stuff like that, and they write the books. So yeah, they get a ghostwriter, write a book, and then ta-da, stuff like that, and like they start going on like talk shows and shit like that. So
Yeah.
that's also how it can happen. Because then like once they're out of politics, if they choose to do that, then they're still somewhat of a public figure.
Always judging me for my wine choices. Probably, I also have a Pinot Grigio over there in the bar as well. I'll probably bust it out at some point. But I am a big fan of whites. This is actually a little bit drier than I'm used to. Oh, and I just got some on my pants. Oh well.
Joyce said, so I'm thinking of spending a few years full-time RV living with me, my kiddo, and the dog. But here's the question. Should I get an RV or convert an old school bus into one? I know nothing about maintaining either.
Okay, I can help you with this because my dad has been looking to get an RV and, RVing across the United States for many, many moons now. Of course, he's probably not going to do it for a while, but in the event that he does, he has been looking at RVs since then, and he's come to the conclusion that, well, it depends on exactly what you want to be doing in your free time while you're RV living. So, what he want to give you kind of an example of that, he will be RVing across the United States theoretically. This is his dream, but I don't know if it's actually going to come to fruition. But he'll be RVing and he'll be bringing his motorcycle along with him. So he'll get an RV and he'll have like an RV with a mini garage in the back so he can just pull out the bike whenever he wants to go on like a nice bike trip. He'll bring Daphne with him most likely, kind of go around. He might have an extended trailer on the back for like a boat or something so that he can go boating in certain areas. It's really up to him what he wants to do, but it depends on what it is you're going to be doing in addition to RVing full time. So if you're just going to sit it and park it there, you're probably going to want a little bit better of a living space. It also has to do with what it is you want to spend as well. I'm not sure how much it would cost to actually convert a school bus into something that would be feasible for on-road RV living type stuff, but it might be worth looking into the price differences and how much it would cost to build versus just buy. So that's definitely a thing. Knowing anything about maintaining, I know that RVs themselves come with, like, depending on what you get, kitchens, bathrooms, all of the jazz, the amenities, whereas a school bus doesn't necessarily, so you'd have to be able to put that in yourself or have someone do it for you, which would be a whole other cost as well.
That would also be like, I don't know, but that sounds like very expensive. And like you would wind up spending as much as it would cost to just get an RV anyway, maybe?
It might be
more
cost efficient to just get an RV for your purposes because they do design them. Huh?
and nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you consider that you have to have space for another human and an animal. But I don't know a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. Also, it depends on how much privacy you want. If it's a school bus, I'm assuming there's not going to be that much privacy. Whereas if it's just an RV, it might be a little bit more, in that way. So, like I said, it depends on what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I
With
mean,
your free time.
I would kind of say like if you were doing it alone, maybe the bus thing would be like maybe the bus thing would be like fun if like you really wanted to do it, but if you're doing it with somebody else and with a kid, you probably just want to go with like the simpler, easier route that's going to be more comfortable for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, Weebo, how can I reach your level of wholesomeness?
My level of wholesomeness, well, that is quite an achievement, I must say, because I have worked worked tirelessly, many a year, many a day, on this level of wholesomeness. The first step to achieving my level of wholesomeness is, of course, to purchase yourself a nice white wine. It doesn't matter if it's dry or sweet or not or whatever. Just have some nice white wine. You will achieve that level of wino mom figure, and eventually you'll just fall into a routine of I have to pick the kids up from soccer in about 45 minutes, so that's all I got. So let's make this snappy. And you know what? Let's make it child friendly too, because I have to get into that habit. Also, it's easier when you have Big Brother looking over your shoulder at all times.
I was just real quick. I was just asked by Polydub if I like wine. I really, really don't. And
Like any wine or
honestly, Addie's birthday was Sunday, and you know what? I could kind of handle like Moscato a little bit, but then after Addie's birthday,
Mhm.
I was so after that now, nope, I don't even like want to look at it anymore.
so like okay, I have to ask
I don't
because
like wine.
I want to know what is it about wine that you don't like.
I
I'm
just
not hurt.
don't
I'm just
like
taking
the
personal.
taste. It's like it's just gross. Like I don't like because I don't like dry wine. I don't like sweet wine. I don't like. I like nothing about it.
Hmm.
Like there's nothing about that weird grapey flavor that I like.
Well, see, I'm a big fan of grape juice, so it doesn't hurt that wine is the alcoholic beverage of choice. After hard root beer is great.
You know what's actually kind of weird is that like I started off really disliking beer, and now I'm actually finding that with beer I really only liked stout, and I kind of liked
Mhm.
ciders, but that was it. And now I'm actually finding that there are a few beers, as long as they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Because we have like some local breweries and stuff, and so theirs I do actually like. So like good beer, apparently I'm not opposed to. And then Eve said Patron. You know what's funny though is that I still that didn't turn me off tequila, thank God. Because tequila is still my favorite. And I'm like, okay, go me.
I really like tequila, but I also really like. Okay, so in terms
I
of
like
hard
rum.
alcohol, because I haven't really said anything about hard alcohol, I like. Well, I have Fireball whiskey over there, and I actually do enjoy it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Goes down a lot smoother than I've been told it does. I
Mhm.
also really like rum, obviously,
Yeah, I like rum.
tequila, vodka, but it has to
Uh,
be
no,
vodka, not like chocolate vodka or any of that nuts. No.
Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Oh, Lion Patriot asked if it's a new vape. It is not. I do have a different tank on it though. I have two tanks. This is actually the tank that comes with this mod. So if you get this mod out of like the whole box, this is what you get. I actually have a different tank that I usually prefer, but the bottle of juice I got, that nozzle doesn't work with the tank I normally use, so I had to put the other tank on it. Sorry, go for it.
No, you're fine. By the way, guys, it's advice time right now. So if you want to hop in the Discord into the casting couch to ask your advice questions and get our 43 plus years of experience, give or take, you can definitely. But I notice we have a few advice questions in the chat, so I'll just knock those out. Polydub asks, Is the large box wine best buy, or is the ultra large Costco box the way to go? I actually prefer not to buy boxed wine. I like it from the bottle. I'm a snob like that. What can I say? Thank you to Simon Wilkins. Wilkins for the $2. It says I don't have permission to send messages. What do you mean? Hang on. See, that depends on if you are verified or not. If you're verified, and that's good. But if you're not verified, that means it's bad. What's your name in the Discord? Simon. I mean, you gotta tell us what the name is in the Discord, because so we have the link to verify to kind of keep people from doing anything silly or naughty, as people are prone to do.
You've just asked on the casting couch, should I make a Streamlabs? People have been asking me to. Yes.
Yeah. Totally.
Polydub asked what coil I'm running in this tank. You know what? I don't know. It's one of the coils, because this is the Prince tank. This is Smock Prince tank, and I'm running one of the coils. I think it has 5 of like the coils inside of it, and it's one of the ones that. Let me look and see if it actually says it in here.
Musical interlude.
It says V12 Prince, I think is what it is. I'm not sure if that's actually what it's called though. But it's one of the ones that runs best at 80 to 110 watts. So,
wow, you guys are right. I do look tired. There's a reason for that. I was in Nashville, Indiana all day yesterday, walking around the hipster town of Indiana, capital U.
Oh, you weren't asking for the name of the coil. You were asking what ohm rating it has. Sorry. Whoops. I feel like I'm a fuckwit. Sorry. It 0.12-ish. That's what I'm running it on.
I don't know what that means.
It's vaping stuff. Right now I'm running my wattage at 95. Because my other tank runs at 80, so right now I'm not used to. Normally I run this thing at like 99 when I have this coil in here, but I'm not used to it right now, so you have to like get used to it. I actually like I like my other tank better because the flavor is better, but this tank is fun because the clouds are a lot bigger.
So we get a lot of more Dragon SDA pictures.
Hold on. Like, here, I'll crank it up and do it.
Yeah. All right, Lion Patriot, that goes into the studio. You know what to do with that.
I love the stupid, obnoxious clouds. Sorry. Guys, make sure you're not replying to questions in the casting couch, please.
I'll just answer this in the chat because Atako Baka asked, since you've had police training, I think, have you ever done Krav Maga? I have not. I've done Taekwondo and I've done Hapkido, and we're going to turn this into a advice question. But if you're going to do a martial arts, definitely make sure that it is on the up and up. So, for instance, if you're going to do Taekwondo, make sure that it is Kukiwana Taekwondo, because that means you can compete internationally, and any belt rank that you achieve is done so internationally sanctioned, essentially, which means that you can be internationally recognized on that world stage. Whereas if you just get a random black belt from some rando behind the 7-Eleven on a Saturday afternoon after you've kicked a board in half with, your fist, then I would question that. The validity of that belt is in smithers. You can quote me on that. Actually, that's what happened to me. I started out practicing Taekwondo at a non-Kukiwon regulation dojo. Dojang, actually, is what it's called in Korean. And they didn't count it when I went in to resume my training at a different dojang completely. Just out of the blue, I was like, I'm going to start this up again. Because I started it when I was 5. Then I had to quit because we moved. And then I moved back. And then I started up again at this other place that I chose. And they're like, yeah, no, it doesn't count. And I'm like, so I have to start from 0? They're like, yes, you do. So be cognizant of that. But if you're going to do a martial art, and this is what I want to do, is I want to do mixed martial arts. I think I'm going to pick that up when I graduate college because it sounds like fun, and also it's a lot more applicable to everything. I turned that into
That
a
gave me a
question.
head rush.
Sorry, the dragon thing.
Yep. Because I cranked it up to 100.
Jeez. SDA.
I'm like, okay, I'm dizzy.
We don't have any more questions in the casting couch, but we have several minutes left, I still believe, right?
Well, if we want to, we can go ahead and do stupid comment time, and then we can turn it over to chat early.
We can do that. Okay. Let me just get that geared up because I did not have that geared up for whatever reason. Because I'm a dumb. No, I just didn't think ahead.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Rapier 83. Yes. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. Good job. You right.
Did you do a good boy?
Get that right. But yep, that's correct.
So here is my stupid comments. For those of you who don't know.
That makes me so sorry. That like made my day. Okay. Anyway.
So for those of you who don't know, my video this week was on the rising measles epidemic. And basically the video was about how we need to find a cure. We need to find a cure for measles, people. This is important. So at the end of the
you mean like having a vaccine and the fact that it was like eradicated?
Well, at the very end of the video, I did this whole like heartfelt piano music in the background, like fade in text, fade out text, and I said, click the link below in the description to save a child's life. And that link linked to a website that said how to vaccinate your family. And so the whole thing was a giant troll, honestly. Just because I wanted to. I think I even made a joke to STA. I'm like, can I put your name in this joke?
You did. I was excited.
I used that one episode of The Office, Michael Scott's Fun Run, for inspiration when he's trying to do rabies awareness and stuff. And so sorry, it was just a great idea. I loved it, but Dr. Strangelove, he had a particular dissatisfaction with me about this. So SDA, if you wouldn't mind taking it away from Dr. Strangelove.
Your emotional simpering and appeals to think of the children is despicable. Also, there are many cures for cancer. You're just too stupid to know about them.
I want you all to embrace every little thing that Dr. Strangelove is saying about me in this comments section. I only took some of the best ones that I could find, but they are truly cancerous. If you would like to peruse through the comment section of that video, definitely worth it. Go check it out. It's a good time, but I only took some of the more juicier ones because they all pretty much said similarly the same thing. We'll continue. Are you for real? Then Dr. Strangelove, Google the Dunning-Kruger effect you triggered, moron. And then this one.
Oh, you make the Dunning. Oh, sorry. Oh, I was trying to be dramatic. You make Dunning-Kruger look like a genius, bro. I will come on and debate Weebo and destroy her with one simple question. I'm so disappointed that we don't find out what the fucking question is.
I don't know if we ever do. It is rather unfortunate. Anyway,
I will come on and debate you on the safety of vaccines, and I'll do it because you're a danger to society. You must be discredited.
I don't know what credit I had beforehand. I'm just a troll on the internet making people laugh at other people. I am not here because I am an expert of anything. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to my channel, in the About section of my very channel, every single video I've ever made, right, has always been under the tier of comedy. Every single, like, if you go to my about section, like I said, quote, I make videos about interesting things and stuff. Anything that catches my fancy, it needs to be disagreed with or commented on or complained about. And then I say, it should be noted that I am an expert of nothing, because that is the simple, long, and short truth of it. I am an expert in nothing. I am a layman in everything, all right? Even Nightwing, all right? I'll admit it. I'm not an expert in Nightwing, all right? There are probably hundreds of comic book fans out there who are more experienced in the lore of Nightwing than I am. I claim no higher superiority of knowledge and intellect over anyone ever in my entire life. And I'm okay with that.
Real quick. So also, which of you should I trust with my safe to upload material? Assuming I ever get organized, how do I know if I'm verified? I don't know what you mean by safe to upload material.
Simon will
But I just manually verified you, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, it says you're verified.
But I'm not sure what the other thingy means.
Not sure either. But thank you for the super chat.
Yes.
Comedy is a nice way to say hate Weebo Jones. When I did the circumcision video, that was pure shitposty shenanigans with a sprinkle of, like, here's some information on the aspect, make up your own damn mind. I don't want to make up people's minds for themselves. I'll just nudge them in a direction that I think might be right, but you're totally welcome to disagree. Like I said, expert in nothing. Let me just continue reading this.
Scroll past this one.
Yeah.
Child murderer?
Yeah, he called me a child murderer. Even though I have no children and I've never vaccinated a single one of them.
I lost all respect for you. I don't think you had me to begin with.
Well, hang on, give it a sec. If you're pro-vaccine, you're a child murderer.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay. Apparently I'm also a Jew now.
Well, you're Polish.
I'm Polish, but I'm a Jew. Well, because a lot of the stories that I had to do with the vaccinations and the lack of vaccinations was the fact that they were in Jewish communities that they weren't vaccinating their children in the New York area, which is interesting because Dr. Strangelove is alt-right, like actually alt-right, and he says just as much down here. Right here, you'd have a bright future in the alt-right. This is from a year ago, by the way. I went back to look into his last comments because I know that he's actually said some stuff that was a little bit more admiring of me.
She would be joining the ranks of the multitude of beautiful women on the alt-right, like Lauren Rose and Lana Lucktiff. What?
Yeah, so I would make a fantastic member of the ranks of the alt-right if only I didn't believe in vaccinating your children.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to show you the dynamic of thought that this man has with regards to me now, after I've posted this video, this 5-minute video that was so triggering. Apparently, I'm a child murderer now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at you go.
Just another day at the office, kids.
Yep. So is that all we got?
That's all I have. But do you have any?
I do not.
Then I guess we're opening it up to chat time early, ladies and gentlemen. This is your time to engage with the co-hosts in any way that you see fit. More or less. I guess I should probably put a disclaimer on that. Any way that you see fit that's not illegal and or just really creepy, because we're not going to respond to you if you're really creepy to us.
But any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to say, go ahead and ask us in chat. We would love to have a chat with you. Whatever. I don't fucking know. But yeah, ask us questions and stuff. Oh, and I'll show this again. My next book is coming out next Saturday. So this Saturday, April 20th. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, if you haven't read Livescraft, the first book in the series, you should definitely do so. So yeah, that's super important. So actually, if you have questions about the book, either of them, you can also ask those too.
Mm-hmm. Would you be an expert shitposter? Asked Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Harris. I wouldn't even go so far as to say that I'm an expert shiz poster. I'm having trouble here today. And the only drink down to here. It was up here, but now it's down here. I'm not that drunk. I don't think. We'll get there. But no, I would not consider myself to be an expert shit poster. I'm nowhere near that level. Plus, I don't have enough time to be an expert in anything.
Why is there no more good sketch comedy?
Because of censorship of comedians and the fact that everyone nowadays has an opinion on what is good and not good comedy. And
Also,
also,
like all the old school sketch comedy would be like so offensive these days.
a lot of the movies that we see nowadays, or back in the day that you would have enjoyed, like okay, here's a good example. Have you ever seen the Way Way Back SDA?
Mm-mm.
You have, or you haven't?
I
Okay,
have not.
the 2013 movie, and it could not have been made today because some of the characters are interesting in the way that their dialogue is written. The way that they engage with certain characters. I'm pretty sure the main character is actually an autistic child who's 14 years old and, is very, very, in himself in that respect, very awkward socially and such. There would be articles written up the wazoo today about this movie if it had come out today because of certain connotations in the actual dialogue. I don't want to spoil anything, but the one character that I really like, Owen, hilarious. His dialogue is brilliantly written, even though it totally would not have taken place in real life. But the simple fact that it exists, or the simple fact that it is the way that it is written and I enjoy it as such, means that it would not have been made today. And that just irks me so much.
Yeah.
What are your... Oh, sorry.
And it just left. Sorry. I
You
had
had an
something
idea?
to say in reply to that because I wasn't leaving you hanging. And then my brain just went, you know what? Fuck you. And I was like, all right, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it.
No thought for you.
Love you too.
What are your feelings on Sargon of Akkad's bid to become an MEP? Asks Bill Stevens.
I didn't know that was happening.
I didn't actually know that that was happening either, but I don't think that, and I think, okay, from what I understand about MEPs, they're part of the political body in Parliament?
Is that a member of parliament?
MEP.
Or that's
No,
not
no.
member of the European Parliament.
Okay, member of the European Parliament. That's where I'm thinking. From what I know about Sargon and his relationship to people on the internet, I don't think it's going to go down well. I think it is going to end in a colossal fiery blaze in more ways than one. If he manages to be successful, good for him. All the power to him. But
it sounds like a troll thing. I don't know. I know nothing about it, so I'm just not going to comment because I don't know, and I haven't seen this a Sargon video in a minute. So yeah, has Jinx's allergies improved? So we got him on a new food about a week ago. So we're still waiting to see if this new food is helping. So the thing with like food allergies is that what you have to do is you have to put them on a new food and then you have to wait. Usually you have to go through about 3 to 4 weeks of them eating said food to see if it's actually working. So yeah, it's kind of like switching it up and experimenting, which is all of the fun. So yeah, would you rather? Oh, I'm not doing that. SDA, read the thing before you read it out loud.
Yeah, totally read the thing before you read it out loud.
I asked my question.
Better in the casting couch. Okay, so the casting couch is for advice stuff.
But
okay, I see it. Who should I trust with my stuff that isn't likely to get me banned from YouTube so I can get big enough to stream so I can just justify creating a Streamlabs? Who should I trust with my stuff?
I don't know.
What do you mean trust with your stuff? Like your video content or? I'm very confused by the way that question is worded. Thank you to Sanguine who donated $5 to say the problem with Weebs holding up the bottle to show us how much he has drunk is we have to remember the scaling. This bottle is probably like 1/4 to a half scale novelty bottle. No, it is a full-sized wine bottle here. Okay? This is a normal-sized wine bottle. It has how much in it normally before drinking? How much is in a normal bottle of wine before you drink it, SDA?
I have no idea.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up. Entertain the chat for me.
Okay. Yeah. So, also particularly if you guys have questions about book stuff, go ahead and ask me. Because I know a lot of the minions have asked me on their streams about book stuff. But if you guys have questions about that, what else do we have? Oh, that's not a question directed at us. Cool. Talk
Did you?
amongst yourselves then.
It's 750 milliliters. That's how much is that bottle. Oh,
I'm
it got double
American.
gold.
I don't think in milliliters.
Milliliters. It's an American wine company, SDA.
Cool.
It's a Midwestern wine company,
Whatever.
which is more American, if I'm being honest.
I think in cups and quarts and pints and gallons, not in that order.
Chaos Eve donated 5 to say, from what Bering was saying last night, Sargon and Dankula are running for EU Parliament, which is funny because both of them are pro-Brexit. So if they win, the only way the EU can get rid of them is to go ahead with breakfast. 40 chests for the win. XD. Okay, see, that seems a little bit more like on par with what they would do, because it was strange to me that they would be joining EU Parliament, considering both of them are Brexiteers. But of course, they'd have to get on the parliament to begin with in the first place.
I don't fucking know.
And also thank you to Sanguine who donated 5 to say, how are we supposed to know the size of the average Oompa Land wine bottle? You know what? Just because I'm 5'2" does not make me an Oompa Loompa, all right?
You're a lot shorter than that. You're like
I'm a lot shorter than that?
No, Oompa Loompas.
Are Oompa Loompas. I'm looking it up.
What are your books about? So
Oompa Loompas are 4 feet.
This question. So I'm better at answering the genre question. So for Liv's Craft and Yorda, the Rosalie Watson trilogy, if you like thrill, I'm going through puberty. God damn it. All right. Anyway, now that that's over, if you like thrillers, or like psychological horror stuff, you will probably like those. There's a lot of action in them. There's violence, not like gratuitous gross stuff, but there's action, there's violence. They're urban fantasy. If you're in it for any kind of romance, you're going to be disappointed. But Eve might be better. Eve's usually better at helping at like explaining what else it's about. But it's mostly because like I can't synopsisize the plot without giving it away, which is kind of the problem.
Oof.
But
Okay,
if you're into like thriller-y type stuff.
I have a better question for you than SDA.
Yeah.
Would you write the book again if you could?
Would like I go through writing like?
Yeah. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's a good book.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Exactly. Also, what's the worst breakfast food? Bad Comic Review wants to know.
I don't know.
You don't know. I hate cereal particularly.
Really?
I had too much of it as a kid, and now it just doesn't do me anything. I don't like eating cereal for breakfast.
The thing is, like, SDA is so picky that there's a lot of things that she doesn't like. So it's hard for me to, because it's like there's just a list of things that I don't like, but it's not like there's a word. Maybe Scrapple. There you go. Scrapple's gross.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, by the way, everybody, Oompa Loompas are 4 feet. I am a foot and 2 inches taller than the Oompa Loompas. All right? So I want to hear any of this nonsense. None of this bull cockamamie about how I am an Oompa Loompa, because that is not true, and I have proven it as such. Hey. Hey.
House Introduced said Livescraft is a very good book, leaves you stunned. Oh, yeah, I will say that. A lot of people who have read it have messaged me going like, first of all, fuck you. Secondly, can I have the second book? And then the people who have read Yorta, when they finished it, were like, all right, first of all, extra fuck you, because that was like so much worse than the first one. And then also, have you finished the third book yet? So, I don't know. I think it went well.
Okay, so we have an update from the Waterfather over on the Discord. So he asked the question, who should I trust with my stuff that isn't likely to get me banned from YouTube so I can get big enough to stream so I can justify creating a Streamlabs? And then he asked, music that isn't likely to get me a strike or safe for work photos or videos. Are you getting the music from other people? Honestly, I am very confused with what stuff you're trusting people with and in what capacity you're trusting them with. You gotta reword that a little bit more clearly so I can understand, because I'm just not with it. And it's not because of the alcohol. No. You spelled Oompa Loompa wrong, Jacob Jet. It's with two O's, not a U. All right. The giantess of Oompa Loompas. This is not making me feel better, guys.
And you're not an Oompa Loompa. What's next after the trilogy? Well, you guys do still have Blackwoods. Now, Blackwoods is very different. If you want something a lot more lighthearted than the Rosalie Watson trilogy, if having your heart ripped out and stomped on is not your cup of tea, might I recommend Blackwoods? Because that is it's different. It's more of a high fantasy thing. And like I said, it's a lot more lighthearted. You know, you're not gonna pretty much be in tears wondering why SDA would do that to you at the end of it. So there is that. So you do have a lot more Blackwoods books to look forward to, but like I'm not going to tell you what's coming after the trilogy yet. You're just going to have to wait and see. And then also Polydove asked, if erotic romance and romance elements were removed from vampire fiction, would writers be badly handicapped? Given that a girl is not badly handicapped by not having erotica in her books, no.
There's so much you can do with vampire and fantasy. There's so much you can do with just the simple concept of, a blood-sucking, immortal, creepy guy.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you want to see what you can do with fantasy books minus erotica,
doesn't have
might
to be.
I suggest checking out the link that I am putting into chat.
Thank you to Sanguine for donating the 5 over on Streamlabs. All I have to say in response to Weebs is, short people got no reason. Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason to live. They got little hands and little eyes, and they walk around telling great big lies. Is that a song?
I don't know.
It might be a song. I am not in tune with the music.
Now, hey, if like romance and erotica is what you like, I'm not knocking that either, because look, everything has its place. And everybody likes what they like, but also,
it's not everything.
What's my favorite book? My favorite book is either, I can't decide if it's Prince of Fools or The Wheel of Oshheim by Mark Lawrence, but Mark Lawrence is by far my favorite author. I love him, and I never want to meet him and talk to him because like I'm afraid that they would like ruin it. But he's my favorite author.
Never meet your heroes, kids.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm like, nope. But I love his books. I'm actually gonna review all of them on the TJ channel. Probably this summer is when I'll get around to it. But are you gonna stomp my heart out? Not gonna stomp my heart out with Blackwoods, my ass. Look, okay. Blackwoods is Blackwoods. And like I said, it's a lot more lighthearted. Now, it is me. So where there's some fucked up things in Blackwoods, yes. but it is more lighthearted. Okay. There's a lot more lightheartedness in it because it's co-authored with Addie. So when you pair me with Addie, what you get is like a mix of Addie and our writing styles put together. So you get like this mishmash of like Teresa's fucked upness with like Addie's not, and it's like, you know, it's different.
So, can I say what my favorite book was?
Yes.
Okay, my favorite book is actually a really adorable, cute book that I read as a kid called Princess Ben, and it's about a girl who becomes a wizard after she gets locked in a tower by her after she becomes the one and only princess heir of her kingdom, and the queen regent, who is her aunt, who is in the only person who can rule before her, who is ruling before her, locks her in a tower and tries to get her to act the proper lady way. Um, during which time she like secretly learns how to use magic, and she like flees the castle while she leaves a doppelganger behind, and she goes off on these adventures and has a great freaking time, and it's a great book. And I think I gave it to my cousin actually, so I need to get it back. It's called Princess Ben. Here, I'll send it to you, but it's a fantastic book. Here, I'll read the synopsis too. Even. Why not?
Opinions on the Wheel of Time series. I have not read it, so I dost not know.
It's by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch.
Do you have a favorite nonfiction book? Polydub, I don't think I've actually read a single nonfiction book.
I really like my textbook for Greek. Like not for ancient Greek, learning the language, but I really like the mythology textbooks. Does that count?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually read a single nonfiction book.
Does the Iliad count?
I'm like, now that I think about it, I don't think there's a single one I've read. Mostly because I hate nonfiction.
Do textbooks count though? Like,
I think so.
Okay, so I put the link to the book that I really like in the chat. Here you go. I really liked this book as a kid. I bought it. Actually, I liked it so much that I bought it, which you don't really buy a lot of books. You go to the library for those things, kids, all right?
Yeah.
It's been a tip from your girl Weebo. Don't buy your books. The library exists for a reason.
And also, when the audiobook for Livescraft comes out, you will be able to get it for free if you set up a new Audible account, because you'll be able to use your credit. So you won't have to pay for that either. SGA, will your next book have pictures in them? No, but if you want to see the character portraits, you can go to my website, teresajmartin.com, and you can see the character portraits so that you can see what the characters look like if you would like to.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Isn't that a book about World War II, Assassins of the Great? I'm pretty sure it is. It's a book about either World War I or World War II. Or, yeah, it's one of those two. Pretty sure.
And I've heard. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I've heard. I can't remember if I read it. Because I know that story.
I've actually been collecting hardcovers now. Especially like of the Mercy Thompson series and Mark Lawrence books. Oh, and Maggie, Lord bless him, actually sent me a whole bunch of Mercy books, hardcovers, for my birthday. And because he's like the best person ever. But I actually got a signed copy of Mark Lawrence's newest book.
Mm-hmm.
And I squeaked when it got here. I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, okay, the book.
It's so pretty because it has like an alternate cover, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy.
All Quiet on the Western Front is a book about World War I. If that's the case, then it's about a guy and his experiences during and after the war and how he copes with it, if I'm not mistaken. It's not quite. No. Doesn't all his friends die while he's over fighting the war? I'm pretty sure they do. All of his friends die. And they made a movie about it too, because of course they did. H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds is nonfiction, but it's a description of the war in the future. I don't think that counts. I don't think it counts.
I'm pretty sure that's fiction.
How will I populate my shelves and have my collection if I don't buy the books? Okay, Sanguine, I can tell you exactly how you do this. You do not buy books new. You buy them used. Go to thrift bookstores, old bookstores, used bookstores, garage sales, anywhere you can get books that aren't brand new, because it's not imperative that you have the brand newest copy with like the sleeve and everything necessarily.
Unless it's my book.
Unless it's SDA's book, obviously. Sorry. Okay, you understand what I'm saying here. Anyone else's book, get it at a discount, get it secondhand. SDA's book you get firsthand, and
Especially if you want a signed copy of it.
I have over 40 books. Robin, I have over 100 books, and that's just in my room alone. I cannot tell you how many books we have living on the living room bookshelf.
I'm actually, that's part of why, it is part of why, but what I wanted to do actually is I'm going to get a bookshelf for like behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to put like all the hardcovers that I'm collecting on my shelf. Because I actually, like, I don't read hardcovers. I just, usually it's like, if it's a book that I already love, I'll actually buy the hardcover.
Check your logic.
Read it somewhere else.
Check your logic. Ask how many of those are comic books. I wasn't even counting the comic books. All right. You know what? I can go into my catalog of books that I have, because I actually did attempt to catalog half of my books. I didn't quite finish, actually, which is kind of sad. But I did attempt to catalog all of my books, and I did so with also the comic books as well. So I can show you exactly what I have books wise.
Robin had said, I think we should totally do a book swap, give each other book names we think the other person should read, because I would totally love that. Oh, actually, if you want to do something like that, I have a TJM Discord, and in there, I actually have a room specifically for that.
Yeah.
So if you want to go join that Discord.
Okay. I can show you exactly what books I have. This is not a complete catalog because I didn't get a chance to finish everything. But here is my catalog of books. This is the book catalog that I have that I took the liberty of making. You can see we're all the way up to 2. We have, oh god, I wish I could pronounce that name. But the Oresteia, obviously. Then we go down here. We have the 100 series, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter, and then all the way down at the very end, we have Marcus Zuzak's The Book Thief, which, by the way, was a fantastic book. But that's all of the books that I have. Not all of them, of course, but that's, the amount that I have that I remember cataloging before I left. This is all of my comic books. This is all the ones that I have. This is about 68 comic books, and I have them cataloged by company, by artist/writer, by the issue, and by the name. So that's how anal I am about this kind of stuff. It's a little bit embarrassing.
I was asked, where do I put my book recommendations? I have a room called the Book of Rules, and that is where you'll find the rules and a list of all the rooms and stuff.
So apparently Bill Stevens and Assassins of the Grey both write as well. I did not know that. You guys should send us links.
Who writes?
Assassins of the Grey and Bill Stevens in the chat. Bill Stevens said you had a book. I did not know you had a book. And you say you don't have free time. That's why I don't have free time, Charlie. No, I was actually on break the last time I did that. And I did that because I wanted to see which ones I could probably sell and not feel too horribly about getting rid of. Because I do, I have a lot of books that I don't want to have and could totally do with getting rid of. And also, since I'm working on moving out at some point and downsizing all of my stuff to be able to get out of the house a little bit less horribly. It'll be easier when I finally end up doing that, when I get out of the house to, move everything, because books are heavy in boxes. Weebo needs money. Give Weebo and SDA money. That's not why I'm selling my books, but that's part of totally a good.
Don't negate that message. What are you doing? Stop it.
Okay, yeah, we do need money. Totally
I had
send
to
us
finish
money.
my manuscripts. I'm not pleased with where they are at right now, dude. I feel that.
I'm actually in the middle of working on a fan fiction myself. Because I wanted to get back into writing and I didn't want to dive into the big novel that I've been working on for the last 7 years. And that's because I keep changing up what I want to do with it. Because I can't make up my mind about what I want to do with it. And thank you for that. I think Assassins of the Grey, did you send me this already? Was this? Yes, maybe. I believe you did.
I'm bookmarking this and I shall read through it.
Mm-hmm. Every time I move, I call my books a little bit more. Yeah, I move, I call the, or no, I don't move, but I'll call the books and then I'll, in the same breath, because I go to the same thrift store that I sell my books and I buy my books at, I'll call some of the stories and then I'll buy different ones that I really want to read. It's bad. It's a bad habit. It's a short story for my consumption. All right, thank you. Great. I will definitely get around to reading that in due time. Oh God, my lower back just
Yeah, I have
cracked.
to write a whole paper tomorrow for school. Because whoops. But my mom keeps being like, when is that due? And I'm like, shh, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
She's like, have you started it? I'm like, shh, don't worry about it.
Oh, I have a paper due later today. Or not later today. Later this week on Voltaire.
Oh, I have, you know what? I'm not going to say it because I think my mom's listening to this and then she's going to know. And she doesn't need to know because then she's going to be stressed. And she doesn't need to be stressed because I'm not stressed, but I don't want her to, you know.
Because if she's stressed, then you're stressed, and then it's just a big stressful situation. I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh boy.
Ah!
What?
Oh, okay, good.
What?
I totally thought I went, okay. I hit like a button and I thought that it, like, what am I
Killed the
trying to
stream?
Yeah, I thought it took me out of the hangout and I was like, no.
No, you're still here, and you screamed loud enough for us to know that you're still here.
I was scared, okay? It was a
bet.
scary time.
It's okay. You're still here with us.
And I was
Don't worry about it.
worried.
Don't worry about it. And don't you worry about it, child. Oh boy. Oh, everyone, Cynical Lindsay's show is going to be starting up soon, so she's got to go. So, goodbye, Lindsay.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Almost time for Game of Thrones. Good night, Weebo. Yes. Oh my gosh, everybody. It's 7 minutes till, and I'm so excited. Balak made his special crack queso. That's what he calls it because it's so addictive. I busted out a bottle of wine that I got on my birthday. I also got a nice cheese and summer sausage platter with some nice crackers. Made baked beans out of the can because I am a heathen and I am lazy. What else did I do? I got a nice veggie platter. We have cheesecake in the house. That was someone else's contribution for my birthday as well. It's gonna be a great time, guys.
I'm excited that you guys are excited, even
Oh
though
my gosh.
oh shit.
No, you did not exit out of the hangout again.
No, I clicked on something else and then the stream started playing. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I keep fucking up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of good books, Charlie says the books are better for Game of Thrones. I'm actually in the middle of book 3 right now. That's why everything takes me so long.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Did you two cry watching the new Star Wars trailer?
No, I laughed in Palpatine.
I was kind of like, what? I don't know what to think more than anything is where I'm at.
Well, okay, so Balak and my boyfriend were having a discussion about it earlier, and they're not like disenthused, but they're not too enthused because they're both Star Wars fans.
That's kind of. I'm like cautious. I'm like
they're cautious.
Neutral. I'm cautiously very neutral. I'm like,
yeah. Boyfriend is a little bit more charitable towards things than either me or Balak are, and that is because he's a naive little boy. A naive boy.
See, that's kind of where I am because I tend to be with movies anyway. with movies, I turn off my righty brain because screenwriting to me is like, I don't know, like screenwriting, I have to like really think about it. And so I don't, because for me, like smashing story into 2 hours is like, ugh. Like, how do you even do that? I don't even know. Like, I don't, like, ugh, you know? So I just turn my brain off and I'm like, oh my God, pretty colors.
No, you
So
know what? Screenwriting for me, it's not the biggest bit of thing that you have to pay attention to when it is that you're watching a movie, because it's the acting, it's the characterization, it's the way that, not just the scene is portrayed, but the way that the actors are going about moving throughout
well,
that
that's the
scene.
thing too, is like, for me, in order for me to notice that a movie sucks, like there has to be something egregiously wrong with it. Like if something's weird with the plot, even if there's something like really crazy wrong with the plot, I'm not gonna notice until someone's like, "Wow, the plot was really fucked up." I'm gonna go, "Huh?
Oh, I'll
Um,
notice. I'll notice
yeah."
because I'm
No, with The
hypercritical of
Last
everything.
Jedi, I got out of it and I was like, I kind of liked it. And then everybody was like, "It sucked," and I was like, "What?"
It sucked. No, I see. I have the complete opposite
I
problem.
was like, but there was a cute little salt fox. I don't understand.
Many years ago, I learned a very very difficult lesson, and that is that everything is flawed, terribly flawed, and that I have to point it out, because otherwise, um, you know, it's just gonna fester inside of me if I don't point out every little bad thing that I see within a movie. Um, so I can't watch movies with people anymore. So it's gonna be interesting, this viewing party. But okay, SDA. You know what I did see? You know what I did see recently? All right, I saw Shazam.
Was it good?
It was actually decent.
Because I want to
Like,
see that because
for
it
a decent
looks good.
movie. It was charming. It was fun. It was enjoyable. The plot was better than what we've come to like. Okay, if we're going, okay, here's Shazam, right? Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Oh my God, Aquaman was so much better than Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a fucking
Mm,
snooze fest.
okay, they're kind of like interchangeable depending on what the issue
I don't
is.
know. Like, I don't. Gal Gadot's acting was irritating for me.
It really depends on the issue, in terms of how interchangeable they are
But
between each
like I
other.
said, because for me, I'm like, as long as for a movie, like, as long as you're entertaining me the whole time, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
but that's just because with movies, like, for the most part, unless something's egregiously wrong, I'm like, I don't know, I had fun. So, yeah.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Entertain the audience.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, Aquaman equals Fish Daddy changed my mind. Also, the other thing is that Aquaman is Jason Momoa, and mm, you know, sorry, but if you're gonna let me stare at Jason Momoa for like 2.5 hours, you're not gonna catch me complaining about jack shit.
Okay, so I just received a call from Boyfriendo, and he has told me that Game of Thrones is starting right now. So we're gonna end this early, if you don't mind, SDA. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, everybody. We'll be talking about
Bye,
these subjects
guys.
later on in the week. I totally apologize for the recent events that have happened and transpired as a result. But this is very important. This is history being made at this
No,
moment. So
end the fucking stream.
okay,
Oh,
goodbye. I'm breaking up with
we're
you,
breaking up.
SDA.
Bye.